Hello everyone and welcome to episode 127 of the 10-minute modeling challenge. This week I'm going to be doing the weekly modeling challenge from the Infensia Discord server again, and the theme is Metro. Last week we did a locomotive, so it's pretty much the same theme, but I'm going to make a little twist. So I'm going to do a metro station with a little subway train, and then we'll decorate it and we'll see how it goes. And as usual, I'm going to start, well, the new usual. I'm going to start with the 10-minute modeling, and then I'm going to realize it's going to need a lot more work, so I'm going to add some stuff to it. And then we'll just take it from there and see how much extra time I'll have to put into making the metro station look decent. Another pretty fairly decent amount of news is coming your way, because I found a place, or well, my kids found a place that sells Swedish sweets, and I found Swedish licorice there, salted licorice, and most people there hate it, and Australians are not much for salted licorice, or neither are my Swedish kids actually, for that matter. It's a place called Yum Yum in Sydney, so it's a bit of a shipping, and it's great that I can get it. Slightly, maybe it's been on the shelf a little bit long. I don't know how many customers they've got here, so maybe it was a little bit hard, and then shipping it in the 35-degree summer, it takes a toll on some of the sweets as well, so they tend to melt a little bit. But nevertheless, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to eat them now though, because it sounds horrible, and it takes a long time because they're a little bit hard. I'm also working on ULTRANOVA, and that's going really well. I'm modeling the interior of the Reaper spaceship now, because for the intro cutscene I'm going to have some exterior and interior shots. More updates to come on that. I'm going to be actually releasing a separate video on that altogether, so look out for the new update with the devlog for ULTRANOVA coming your way very shortly. Metro station, ready, steady, go, and we're off. You tab into edit mode. I was already in edit mode. Control to snap it down. A scale on the shift Z axis, everything but Z, 10 times bigger. 20 by 20 meters should do, because it's 2 by 2. Control R, loop cut, hold the control key and snap it to there. Control R, loop cut there, 3 meters wide. Good. And then we'll extrude this about, oh, not 3 meters, 1 meter. That should be all right. And then this is the base for our diorama. Let's just go a little bit darker at the bottom there, as if it's like darker concrete or something. And let's make a train track as well. Shift D, or metro track, scale X, scale Y, and bring it all the way down to about that size. Press delete key, scale X, and then we're just going to get a segment of a train track here. This is going to take more time than it's worth, really. So, like the other stuff takes a lot longer, or shorter. E to extrude, and this is the rail track. E to extrude, S to scale, X, E to extrude, S scale on the X again, and E to extrude, and E to extrude one more time, scale X, and that's the profile for our track. Scale it on the Y axis a little bit shorter, and then we'll move it to here, and then Shift D to duplicate now, X axis, and 1.435. We remember from the last time we did train tracks, that's apparently the width. And now we'll grab that, Shift D to duplicate, or no, actually I'm going to grab something closer so it's easier. Scale, Shift D to duplicate it first, scale on the Y-axis, and scale on the X-axis, scale on the X-axis again, to there, scale on the Y-axis, and move it into place. Oh, okay, it's a bit wide. Something like that, and this is taking, I've already spent 1.5 minutes just on these train tracks. Annoying. E to extrude. And how about something like that? And then I'll select the link, and we'll just do a different shade of gray, and I'll select the link. These will just stick onto some metal color here. Not this fully shiny one, but something like that will do. And now I have to separate these. Usually I don't use the array modifier, but I will this time. So I'm going to have to separate these into separate objects. P, and then by selection, grab that one, right click, set origin to somewhere in the center. We're going to add a modifier, generate array, and we're going to switch it to the Y axis. And how many do we need? We'll find out. Scroll, whoop, okay. That's too many. So let's just step it back a few times and something like that. So that's going to be okay for the train track. We're not even going to see it that much, and I've already spent 2.5 minutes. So Shift D to duplicate it. Now we'll put this train thing on here. And I'm not actually going to do the wheels, because you're not really going to see them, so it's not worth spending the time. E to extrude. And I think they're about like 3.5 meters. 3.5 meters tall, like if you calculate the base thing. So it feels like a little bit too tall, but never mind. Let's just bring it down then. Something like that. It's more compact, like in London. They've got like super, I have to bend over. Sounded strange, but there we go. Move that on, and let's just shape this into some sort of a train shape. Grab that one, scale on the X-axis, and something like this. And maybe this one too, scale on the X, and then do something with the front. Control R, Let's get a bit of a cooler shape on the front of this train. A little bit streamlined, something like that. I don't know. It's not exactly a bullet train, but never mind. And then we'll do Control R, loop cut a few times so we can get some windows going. It's a pretty futuristic shape. And we'll give some space here for the train driver. Train driver? Is that what it's called? I think so. And this is going to be an issue because I have to do these manually because you can't do two at a time. I can do individual. How should we do this? Okay. Oh, well, I'll have to do it then. So I to inset. Oh, that's going to take forever. There's no better way to do it because I can't do individual when they're like a bunch of them. So let's just get rid of these. No, that's not good either. Okay. So I'll make, apparently, I'll have to do this because it's going to take too long to do it otherwise. So I'll just have to do that. And shift select there to there, or control select now. I to inset, and a little bit, just maybe something like that, but I again, because we want individual, and something like that, and Alt D to extrude long face normals, and then I'm just going to do my normal trick here, and we're going to make it a little bit like a shiny blue here, so it looks like there's a strong light in there, and then we'll just move that one forward, and here's going to be a good place for our headlights, but we'll put a little cool front screen here so the train driver can actually see something before it's a drone. Alt D to extrude long face normals, and we'll give him some light in there as well. Overexposed, but that's fine. It's gonna look better when we render, and then we'll put some headlights on this train. Should I make it slightly wider? Scale x-axis? Nope, we shouldn't. I to inset and Alt D to extrude long face normals, and here is our headlights, strong orange yellow color. All right, Control R to loop cut that on, and maybe I'll just do the base here a little bit thinner. How are we doing? Oh, half the time is gone already. I'm not going to get very far with this train. Alt select there. I think I did a train like in one of my early episodes. I was faster then, but never mind. 8 select everything. Let's just give this train a blue look, I guess. Something like that, and then put a stripe on it, maybe around the center there. And let's just do a white stripe. There we go, bright and white. No, that looks hideous, so I'll do the stripe here instead. Scale Y, scale Y. Okay, scale Z. And something like that. Mark it. Let's do a black stripe instead then. And maybe we'll do Control R here, Control plus there, and just do a different shape just so we break up the colors a little bit. And then let's put some vent thing on the top here. That looks weird. Scale button. Too late to fix it. Scale, E to extrude, S to scale on the x-axis, L to select the length down a little bit into there. And maybe we'll just rotate on the x-axis and move it down. I to inset twice because we don't want that on anymore. And then E to extrude and move it back to there. L to select the length and just put a gray here. Okay, so I've spent too much time on the train. It's going to be a lot of extra time in this video. Shift D to duplicate. There we go. Okay, so let's spend a little bit more time on the actual train station itself then. I think I'll do Control R. Okay, we need a yellow stripe anyway, so people just don't fall down here. So put Control R, Control R, Control R. I'll just like wing it a little bit like this. And here's our yellow line. At least people, safety first. That's what I never say. There we go. That's our line. And now we'll do Control R, loop cut here. The train is part of the train station. That's weird. Okay. And then here, I think I'm going to do, I'll Control R. I'll just get some guidelines in, something like that. Shift E to duplicate. I'm going to put some sort of a, just E to extrude, maybe 4 meters. And we'll do it here as well. Shift E to duplicate, a little bit different size, so it's not exactly identical. E, 4 meters as well. Let's put some pillars here. Scale Y, scale it down. 2 minutes to go. E to extrude, S to scale, and E to extrude. Hold the Control key. Actually, I have to switch the snapping then to vertex. Hold the Control, so it's roughly the same size, or exactly for that matter. Let's put that one there. Shift Y, put another pillar there. And 1 minute 50. Okay, so Shift D to duplicate, E to extrude, Shift D to duplicate, E to extrude after I scale it, and just slightly different heights, but that's fine. move it down to just some darker for some contrast. Control R, I'm gonna loop cut here, Control R, and hold the control key so we snap that onto height. Just want to try to get a slight different look on these. Alt E to extrude long face normals with the Alt key, so it's a bit better. Something like that. Control plus, and again just A to select everything, a little bit of contrast, 1 minute. Okay, let's put a ticket window here, so Control R. And I just need to check the height actually, so I'll move it down there. GZ about 0.8. GZ 0.8 meters. Okay, that didn't work, so never mind. Okay, let's put a ticket window here. Scale X, E to extrude, and E to extrude, S to scale. I'm just going to do like an interior here. I'm going to bring that with a color as well. A to select everything, and then just a bright blue there again, so it shines. And then put the little ticket thing here. Scale X, and bring it down to there. E to extrude, little tabletop there, or a counter thing that sticks out. A to select everything, G to move it down, 24 seconds, okay. Not gotten very far, but let's start putting the, like rotational things, whatever you have to walk through to get through. So E to extrude, Control R to loop cut, scale Y, and here we go, E to extrude. L to select the linked, G, and there we go. Here we're going to put the turn style thing, so we'll bring that one down. That's it. Okay. Feels like I'm getting shorter and shorter into these things, but it was the train and the train tag that took too long. And I've actually accidentally colored that. So let's pretend I didn't move that one. That one actually is colored, something like that. A little bit of fixing. So this is the quick fixing. Now I'm going to move into the extra time here. And now we'll work on the bonus one. So we'll see what's going to need to be fixed here. So then a diorama like this doesn't look very good at all unless you want a super low poly look from a super long distance. So let's see how we can turn this into a bit of a better metro station and see what we can do. And I'll probably switch so we can see it rendered with some extra emission and things like that. So let's take it from there. I'm going to start by finishing this one that we didn't get to finish. So let's just do like one of those turnstile things that you have to walk through and show your rail card to. So I think let's press the delete key so we can zoom in a little bit there. Strangely enough, it like focuses around something when you press the delete key. And here I'm gonna, I don't really know what shape these have, and I guess it doesn't really matter. E to extrude, S to scale on the x-axis, E to extrude, and then scale on the x-axis again. And then we'll put some Control R. We're not going to put Control R's there, but Control R, Shift. Let's do these one at a time, I guess. I to inset 0.1. No. Actually, I'll just put it here. Again, it just makes it a lot easier if I can do it with individual. So I to inset, Alt E to extrude long face normals, and G to move it, and we'll put another blue light here as well. I like the blue lights. So Control R, maybe I can do this now. Control R, select those, scale on the x-axis, and then we can probably bring this down a little bit as well. So maybe we'll do, let's see, on the keypad here, we'll do Control 3, brings us to the back view. Then we can probably, okay, I've got the train. L, here's a trick. If something is blocking your way, select it with L, for example, and press H to hide it. And now when I press Control 3, I only get this one. And now I can Alt Z also enables X-ray mode, and then we'll block select these, move them down to there, and that's the look a little bit more that I wanted. And then just to unhide this one again, Alt H brings it back. So, and now we have to put the actual little thing that spins around it. So Shift E to duplicate that one, right click, subdivide, circle. And that's just my little trick to get circles. And then we'll do X and dissolve those interior so that we don't need. And then I'll scale it down again and put it maybe here. Let's see the height actually. GZ, I think like half. Yeah, we're pretty good. About 80 centimeters up. That's probably good. A little bit higher. E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, and E to extrude, S to scale. And here I'm actually, let's put L on the, press L, G, and move it down to like a shiny metal for this one. Something there. Chrome. Alt select around, F3, check or deselect I use all the time, which is good. Alt-E to extrude long face normals, and I think we can, should I scale this up a little bit? Feels like it's too thin. Control minus again on the keypad, and then we can do period, individual origins, comma, and then do normals here. Then I can probably rotate against, so it's uniformly rotate. And again, I don't really know what like these look like. That feels like it's too big, so now I can do comma and do, I don't know, global, period, and go back to medium point and scale this one down. Something like that. It feels like it's still too big, so scale it down. Scale Shift Y, because I don't want to scale it on the Y-axis, move it into there, something like that. I don't know. It feels like you could walk through that. So that looks like you're walking through a blender or something. So I don't recommend spending too long in there. So maybe I'll also just get some more definition so it's not so flat here. I to inset and Alt-E to extrude long face normals. Just do some slight different color there or something, since we've got the time. G. And I think I'll colorize it with some lines as well. Things that could be the little turny things. And we'll put a bunch of them here. I'm gonna put some escalators coming down too, so we'll alt select the linked there, bring it over here, and then here, like, you have to pay to go through there. That window's way too high, I think. You have to be super tall. How high is it actually? Sometimes I test it by just doing something like that. I'll grab that one, Shift E to duplicate it, GZ 1 meter up. All right, this window is actually way too high. We have to fix that. So just do Control 3 on the keypad. No, Control 1. Do 1, 3. We'll have to hide the train again. H. Alt Z to see through, and here we're gonna go. Okay, let's hide this, whatever this is. This is from the train as well. Block select all of that, move it down, and I think something like, there's the 1 meter mark, so the desk could be about that high. That makes more sense. So, and then I guess I should be bringing these down as well. So Alt Shift select there, hold the control. Okay, missed that one. And then hold the control key so it can snap it down to the same height as there. And then Alt H on hide everything. So that's a bit better. Now you can actually reach these things. So Alt select the link, and Shift D to duplicate Y-axis. Then we'll put a few of these together like that, and then we'll leave space so people can actually pay there. So that's a bit of a start. Hopefully we'll get some more detail and it'll look a little bit better. We can put some machines and some benches, bins and things like that. So let's start with a machine of some sort. Shift E to duplicate that one, scale on the Y-axis, and then maybe E to extrude 1 on the keyboard, that's 1 meter. E to extrude again, and then bring that one in, and just Control R again, select these, I to inset, Alt E to extrude long face normals, and we'll make this light up as well. So by putting emissive surface here with some blue light, it looks like it's like a strong display in that it's a bit overexposed, I think. So that should work. The whole machine, should we make it metro yellow of some sort? Maybe a pale yellow or something like a dull yellow, I don't know. And there we go. And then it like needs to dispense the tickets and things like that, and I'll need some information on it. Control R. So here a little bit offset, I to inset, E to extrude, Control plus. We'll just make this like a contrasty dark yellow there. That's where the ticket's coming out. And then maybe we have here some instructions, scale Z, scale it down, E to extrude, Alt select the linked, and we'll just put it on white there. Not full white, I usually like to have a slight offset so it doesn't like totally saturate all the colors there. So that could be some sort of a ticket machine. Should we put a little bit more detail just so we have something more interesting? Maybe I'll grab those, bring that in, and bring that up, and then we'll put some sort of a keypad here as well. So I will do maybe those, I to inset, E to extrude it down, Control plus, and we'll do it some darker color there as well. G. Here's some sort of a keypad. There we go. So that's our ticket machine. Should we bevel it too? No, we shouldn't. Alt select the linked, and then we'll put a bunch of them. I guess they should really be outside, but it could be a different system as well. So let's put one here, Shift D to duplicate, one there, and then Shift D to duplicate. Let's put one over here as well. Shift D to duplicate, rotate Z 90, grab it, put it over here, and Shift D to duplicate it. Sometimes you probably need to do it before you get in. So that's a few of those machines. Okay, that one's actually in the wall. Probably not the best location for it. Bring it out to there. Okay, and Control S to save it. Let's do a bench as well. I'm going to move this pillar over a little bit so we can see it better. Shift D to duplicate it and scale it down. Scale it on the X-axis. Bring it to there, and E to extrude maybe 0.4 meters. And then I'll just do something simple. Control R, E to extrude it, and then just bring it back. Control R to loop cut that on. Scale Shift Z and scale X. That should do it. Do it a little bit darker again for the contrast, and it looks like it's like shadowed or something. Control R to loop cut. I think that one comes in a little bit too much, so scale on the Y-axis. And we'll do a bunch of seats here so people can feel like they're separated. I to inset twice so we get individual, and E to extrude, and period so we get individual origins. Scale it down, Control plus, and then just put some cushion color. Should it just be, oh, let's put some color in this train station. Blue again to go with the theme of the train there. Alt select the linked. We can't have the same color on this, so I might actually go for a light blue on this one, or light blue grayish. Okay, I think I should probably do individual here as well, and Alt E to extrude long face normals, scale it down, Control plus, let's grab that one with the Shift key so we can see what color it was, and we'll put the same color there. So at least we've got some seats. I should bring this forward as well. And I think I should go even darker on the base there for more contrast. Let's go super dark there. And it feels like these are a little bit small, so I'm going to scale them up. There we go. And I don't know if they're too small. Shift E to duplicate it, put another row over here. And I think, should we put, I can put some more on the side there if necessary. All right, we should have some escalators coming down too. I'll do Shift E to duplicate that on, scale Y-axis, and maybe same width as that, something. E to extrude, Control R to loop cut, scale on the X-axis, or on the Y-axis. Okay, I need period and the medium point. I don't need a period, no. Thank you, please. L, scale, Shift Z. That could be the width, I guess, of the escalator. And then I'll just do E to extrude that on 0.8. It's probably a good height. And let's do, I can do them a little bit long then, I guess. So Alt select linked, scale X, bring it to there. I'm just gonna, since it's a diorama, okay, they shouldn't probably not just stop exactly by the turn thingies. So I'll grab that one and go up to, maybe that's a good angle, I don't know. And should make them a bit wider. There we go. Scale Y, that's it. All right, now we'll put handrails on here as well. So Shift E to duplicate that, scale on the Y-axis. Okay, period first, do individual origins, scale on the Y-axis, bring it down to there, maybe E to extrude along the face normals, bring it to there. I'm just gonna wing this one a little bit by moving it in and down. And then we'll do Control B to bevel, and then use the mouse wheel to get a little bit rounder. And here as well, Control B to bevel that on. That's it. Okay. Alt select the linked, Alt select the linked, H select everything, and then just go for a dark one. That's the handrail thing. And then we'll do, so it looks like it's going around this thing as well. So I'll do I to inset, something like that. Alt E to extrude long face normals, and then just go bright there as well. So you can really see that it's those revolving handrail things. And then I'll just put some steps here. Shift E to duplicate that one. And then I'll do scale on the Y-axis, maybe to there. Control R, loop cut, maybe that's a good step length. Control select to there, E to extrude 0.3 centimeters. And then we'll shift select to deselect that one, E 0.3, shift deselect, E 0.3, shift select, E 0.3, shift select, E 0.3, shift select, E 0.3, shift select, E 0.3. So E to extrude. L to select the length, bring it down to there. And I think I'll scale it on the Z axis just to get them into a better step height. So it looks something like that. Scale Y. Okay, and then a little bit darker. Should we do metal on these? I think so. Not the full shiny one, but something like that. Too dark. That's it. And these should probably be a different color as well, just to make it look a little bit different. Again, try to break it up with contrast. So, and I could put them on a dull metal, I guess, down here. If I can find my, there we go. That's it. Been recording for 30 minutes now, so we're getting up there, but I'll just keep going. And we can actually make it, well, let's make 2 escalators. L, select the length, L, L, L. And we're gonna have one coming down here, and then Shift D, and another one coming right next to it, there. So it's starting to look a little bit more interesting. Maybe we should put something on the desk here. Shift D to duplicate that on, scale X, and just do some E to extrude, and L select the length, again, contrast, so I'll just bring that to a darker gray. And L select the length, Shift D to duplicate it. Let's do something here like an information thing. I don't know why you'd have something on paper these days, but E to extrude, and fill it with paper or something. Here we'll put, again, a little display on it, a little bit more modern. So again, something blue, emissive blue there. L select the length, and let's put one over here as well, so you can have 2. And that's it. Control S to save it. Here we'll put a metro sign. Scale this one down. Scale it on the Z axis. E to extrude. L select the length. Should we put a frame around it as well? I think so. Then I can make it a little bit bigger. And now I to inset. E to extrude, L select the length, let's grab it and go, let's do a dark frame, something like that, and grab the center, and then G to move it up to a brighter. And then now I'm just gonna type, I guess, metro in here. Metro station, I don't know. Do Shift right click and tab out of edit mode, Shift A, let's add a text. Rotate Z90, rotate Y90. Tab into edit mode on that one and just put metro. Very creative. Should we put metro station? Yeah. Metro station. So in case someone doesn't actually see what it is. And let's go grab, put a new material on it. Color. And we'll go dark there. And move it out a little bit, I guess. We could extrude it, I guess, as well. Where's that one? I always forget where they extrude, but I think it's built in here, right? We can go to... Okay, it's not going to be on the material, of course. So here. And we have round, blah, 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 bevel, shape, extrude. There we go, 0.1. So it's a solid object. There we go, metro station. Now people know what it is. A bin we need. So Shift D to duplicate that one, right click, subdivide, circle, scale it down, X, limited dissolve, scale it down, E to extrude, again 0.8 meters, seems to be a good height. 80 centimeters, that's about the height of a desk, so let's bring this one down to some, should we have a blue color on those as well? I think so, to go with the theme. I to inset, E to extrude, Control plus, and then just do something. It can be darker inside there. And then a label on it, Control R, so people know what it is. Recyclable, whatever. Bam! There we go, white label on that one. L select the length, move it into there. Rotate Z and Shift E to duplicate that one. One here as well. No, it'll block the passage. We don't want that. Okay. I think I wanted really to narrow this house down a little bit. House. I don't know if it's a house. So shift select, shift select, shift select, and I'm gonna make this narrower. Okay, I need to Alt Z, grab that one. And I've got another little one there. Okay, someone's doing something to the water system at the moment, or they're drilling. Something's making a lot of sound anyway. And I've got Alt selecting. Let's just give ourselves a little bit more to work with there. Alt Z, and what is it that's... Okay, so that one, we're not going to pick. That one, that one, that one, that one. And this one, that's it. This is what I want to move. And I've got something stuck at the bottom here. Why do we have that? Have I extrude? Ooh, I've got another extrusion. L select linked, M to merge by distance, and we had 8 verts there. So I had actually extruded this one. It's one of the common, if you watch my top tip, 5 most common mistakes from beginners, it's that you have double geometry somewhere that's playing up. So Alt H to unhide that one now, and Shift L to unselect those, and then move this one into there. Then this one's too wide, so rotate Z, we'll put that one here instead. I'll break it up a bit. There we go. And move it to here, and then we'll put a bin. L, select link, Shift E to duplicate, and let's put that one there. That's a little bit more interesting. And we should do something with the floor, I think. So Shift E to duplicate that, because let's put some tiled floor here. Scale Y. Scale this one down. And I should actually probably snap it. Here's a tip then. So when you've got this one on vertex or edge, could work as well. Hold the control key when you move something on an axis and snap it just to these verts here. So if I do that, I can snap it into shape. So it's the same size as this one. Hold the control key, that's it. And grab that one, that's the correct one. So now I'm just gonna do, let's do subdivide, should we? Yep. Right click, subdivide, maybe 50 subdivisions or something. Maybe that's too small. Right click, subdivide, let's do 40. That's it. And then I'm going to do F3, checker deselect, because I use that all the time. And then just colorize these a little bit darker. And Control plus to select everything again, and E to extrude it, and L to select the link, and then just move it down a little bit again. So here's our fake texturing of the floor. Maybe it's a bit too strong, but it should be all right. But when we put some lights on this now, it should be looking a little bit better, hopefully. So here as well, maybe some more information signs here. Everything has just a big flat surface. I think we can just fill that space with something. Control S to save it. And again, this is looking, the train looks a bit, I don't know, basic maybe, but never mind. We should do. That bin is just in the middle of nowhere. And should we put another machine here? Alt select link, Shift D to duplicate. We can colorize these different because it could be like facing a different train line or something. So here I think I'm just gonna change the color of this one. We'll go with a red machine instead. There. And Shift D to duplicate that one. And maybe this is for the like long distance trains or something. And what else should we do? Shift D to duplicate that one. Here's more information. E to extrude, very simple. G to move it, and I should probably have white there again. So I think we're getting pretty close to what I wanted. So we can start playing around with the lights again. This feels too empty, and this feels way too empty. Let's put repetition is always good. Symmetry and repetition. So Shift D, we'll do some weird design thing. Maybe that's why they design metro stations with some weird features sometimes, because they look so dull otherwise. So I'm just going to do something that is like a structure support or something. E to extrude, S to scale on the y-axis, and then scale X, maybe to, okay, scale X there. E to extrude, and E to extrude, move it in, I don't know, rotate Y, E to extrude, scale X, and E to extrude. I know they don't have like electrical wires, but we can just pretend that this is some sort of a structural support thing. So something like that. And there we go. Slightly darker there. And now we'll just do repetition on this one. So Shift E to duplicate, Y-axis, and then Shift R. And that's it. Move all of them a little bit. Looks like a rib cage. It's more so it can cast a little bit of shadows. These are way too wide or something, so let's just Control Z out of these. I want them a little bit more thinner. Scale X. Scale X. And something like this. Scale Shift Y, and then move that on to there. And something like that. And maybe I'll put them a little bit further apart as well. So Shift E to duplicate. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better. And I think I'll also put some sort of a weird rail thing going through here. Right click, subdivide, circle, scale it down, X, limited dissolve, E to extrude, and L to select the linked. So Shift E to duplicate because we like repetition. That's it. It'll just make it look a little bit different. So you could have like signs or lights or something or whatever. We could put some lights on here as well. So first I'm gonna just do, should have done that before actually. Shift E to duplicate it, scale, Y, E to extrude again, S to scale, I to inset, E to extrude, and then just go some color here. So we're at 41 minutes now and counting. That's good, isn't it? So 10-minute modeling challenge. There we go. And I think I'll wing it a little bit again. Shift E to duplicate. Something like that. No, that's not it. Shift E to duplicate. Doesn't have to be perfect. Shift R to repeat that on to there. And I'll probably put something here as well. And I think I'm going to put these red machines. Again, I just need a few more items. So that one we've actually got. I had individual on still. That's why these didn't rotate properly. L, 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 period, medium point. Shift E to duplicate. Rotate Z 90. And we've got the red machines here as well. There we go. Another Shift D, duplicate, scale Z, E to extrude. And here is our another information sign, something white there. And okay. So I think we've got a few of the items that we need now, so we can maybe put some lights here as well. Shift E to duplicate, scale it down, E to extrude, S to scale on the Y-axis, and here E to extrude, S to scale. Move it in, L to select the linked, G, move it down to there, and then you're not going to probably see this because of the angle, but I'm still going to do I to inset and E to extrude, and then we'll just do again emissive blue here, and then I'll probably put some area lights here so we can actually see some light coming in instead. So Shift E to duplicate, we'll put 3 there, and L to select the link, Shift E to duplicate that on, and Shift E to duplicate, we'll put 2 here. And then I'll have to bring this information sign down so we don't block it. Scale, Z-axis. That's it. Okay. I think I want to also move this one in slightly. Control R, move that in. Control R. We don't really need the yellow line on this side because this is more of a like decoration thing. But we'll just keep it there for now. And I think I'll bring these up to the same height so it looks like it's just clipped at that height. Control, there we go. Okay, now I'm gonna switch. I've been working in material preview here. If I switch to rendered, everything's black because we don't have any lights here. So I'm going to see what it looks like with Eevee first, and then we'll switch to cycles in the end. So I'm going to do Shift A. Let's add a light source. Let's put a sun here. Rotate that onto there. G to move it. And I'm going to do my normal like blue from the left and red from the right. So probably bump up the light source to 4. Shift E to duplicate that on, rotate, something like that, and then go to like a reddish color there. Then we can put some area lights on as well. I'll grab one here, I'll put it, shift right click over there, shift A, add area light, bring it up, scale it up, and this will be like a fake light. You don't really see the light source on this one, but let's bump it up to like 2000, oh, 2000, oh shit. And put a bit of a blue color on that one as well. And shift E to duplicate that on. I'm gonna do one by the window here as well, so it looks like it's shining from here. It's just faking it a little bit, and that doesn't have to be so strong. Maybe 500, different tint to it, something like that. And then we'll put some area lights, I think here as well, by these lights. So just gonna manually move them into place. Maybe we can do a bit of a yellow light on these for something different. Scale. I'm not going to be very precise because you can't really see it anyway, to be honest. Shift D to duplicate, Shift D to duplicate, and then Shift D to duplicate that on. And then these are like hanging in air. So let's move these in. Tab into edit mode, L, select linked, grab those, put them into there. Grab this light, and then move that on there. Shift E to duplicate, put that there. So a little bit more light there at least. And we should probably do the same to these light sources that we actually put in here. So I'll grab that light, Shift E to duplicate it, move it up, and move it in. I'm just gonna have to put 10-minute modeling challenge plus like what the total duration is 1 hour. It's so strange. I mean, I can't rename this series either, can I? Rotate Y, and this one bluer again. There we go. Shift E to duplicate. I'll just do top view. Shift E. Shift D to duplicate on the y-axis, Shift D to duplicate y, Shift D to duplicate, and Shift D to duplicate y. Okay, that's it. All right, so this is the look Eevee produces when I render it with Eevee. Maybe we can just click on that one to disable. So here's our little train station diorama. Okay, let's switch over to cycles instead. The difference between cycles, one of the big differences is, except that it takes a lot longer to render, is that with cycles you actually get the emissive surfaces are actually emitting color and reflects it onto the surrounding, which is really nice. But that's more like a ray tracing type of technology that Eevee doesn't support. If I grab this one and switch over to cycles and see if the recorder can actually handle this, and we can do denoising as well, then we can see a little bit different look here. You get better like occlusion on it, so I think this is really good. We could try to disable all these area lights. You can actually see that the emission is lighting up really nicely. You nearly don't even need the area lights then. We can actually skip the first one and then just keep maybe these for Eevee, the light sources there, and then maybe the ones on the train. Maybe it was just the main one there. I think it'll be good if we don't have this one on. Don't really need that one. Love it or hate it, you might hate these things, whatever that is. Some just a design feature. I just try to break up the look a little bit. One thing we might want to do actually, if I do switch this one off, is that you would consider maybe to bump up the emissive strength there. So on the material, we can go here to my emission strength here and bump that one up to maybe 100. Because one thing that cycles do not do is actually offer bloom. So I wish you could combine and get the bloom. I know you can do that with the composite, with the glare, but I don't really think that turns out the way I usually want it to. But then now if we switch back to Eevee, you'll find that the emission is way too strong. Eevee, you can see that it's way too bloomy. So I'm probably just going to switch it down back to 20, what we have on the Pixel by default there. And maybe we'll enable that one too. I think that one's too strong actually. Let's just maybe 500 watts on that one too. All right, folks, there we have it. We've got ourselves a little Metro station. Thanks again to Arvid especially and all the others that are helping to organize the weekly modeling challenge in the Infancia Discord server. A huge thumbs up to you. I really appreciate it. You've been going on this one forever. So I know there's a lot of work coming up with new themes and organizing everything and got the Git repo. So I'm really appreciating everything that you guys are doing there to help out. Until next video, have a great one and I'll see you then. And don't forget to like the video if you like it and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in a video shortly again. Until next time, have a great one and I'll see you then. Bye for now.